the Word Traction podcast. I'm gonna I'm gonna try to keep it brief because it's raining, and it might help me to keep it a little bit short and snappy. So Marine Le Pen had a what you might consider a favorable ruling from a court in Paris this morning that will allow her, if she chooses to participate in next year's election. That's April in Paris is the title of the episode, and she has her well groomed and very attractive, intelligent uh, uh, assistant, Jordan Bardella, who is more than just a pretty face. He's kind of the future of the French right, and so we may very well see him leading the party rally into the elections in April. But this was important for excuse me, for Le Pen to at least have that victory in court. She has to wear her in the title, the "Wear Your Jewelry." She has to wear an ankle bracelet, and that would be through the campaign and through the election. So she has previously stated that she will not be campaigning if such a restriction was in place, that she would not, because of the indignity of campaigning with a bracelet and having to ask permission to go to the girls' room and all that kind of stuff. Young Mister Bordella is interesting. He is a rising force in French politics from very humble beginnings. Split family. Dad was he grew up with his mom. He His dad was a vending machine salesman or in that business. So obviously organized crime. And he went to school, did the thing, was accepted to a program at the Sorbonne, but didn't complete that. But he is a very eloquent, very attractive young man, and probably has quite a future in politics. And he's also with, as you probably know, Marine Le Pen, and more notably her father, dearly departed dad at 90, whatever he was, I think last year, was the man that founded the far right party. And Marine is a relatively young person. I think she's probably 56 or 7 now, and so there is a life after this particular election. But what part, if Bordello wins the election, is France getting two for the price of one, and Marine Le Pen will be at his side throughout. That'll be an interesting watch. Initially, I thought that he was trying to pull the party a little bit to the left, but what it really is, watching back some of his speeches and reading the reading the text of the speeches after the fact, he is he's just uh, a smoother communicator, a better politician, perhaps, and he doesn't use the inflammatory language around immigration that his party is one of the foundations of his party is an anti-immigrant uh, uh, sentiment throughout, but he just couches it in a more soft nationalistic tone, and therefore will he be able to capture, eat into the centrists more effectively. The way that the polls have it right now, whether it was Le Pen or Mr. Bardella, that they have a very good chance of winning, meaning a far right party will lead one of the three most important economies on that side of that pond, next to Great Britain and Germany. So that will be interesting. He seems to have an alliance, if not friendship, with Miss Maroney, who most recently has been, slapping Donald Trump back into place. Trump today, at the first day of the NATO, the meetings proper, or tomorrow are tomorrow after a big dinner tonight. But your president has been just pissing, moaning, and throwing shade at his NATO allies, as he always does. It's like, I could lead NATO tomorrow, take all my money with you. When I started ill-advised war without consulting any of you beforehand, and then I told you to come and help me, you didn't come, so I hate you. You know, and that's that is Trump, the grievance-ridden potentate authoritarian wannabe guy. He always has somebody to blame besides himself. So if you think about a conflagration that happens in the Strait of Hormuz in a month, when things are going on that uneasy path that they're going on now, somebody shoots a missile at somebody else, then it's like, oh no, well, that's Great Britain's fault, because when I told them I expected them to send battleships and they didn't, then they're responsible for cleaning up my diapers. And so clearly you need to blame them, not me, not DJT. As I'm the smartest man in the room, he was also making comments that he may not have even come to the NATO summit if it wasn't held in Ankara in Turkey, because Recep Tayyip Erdogan, he among if you want to take Trump, Putin, and Erdogan, there you have the three most corrupt leaders at the head of major powers around the world. Perhaps maybe you have top three right there. And so obviously Trump is comfortable with Erdogan. I put a clip in the feed a little bit earlier about statements that Trump made the 1 month after when he was the president elect, part two, and he was praising Erdogan, trying to make it as if it was a state secret that Turkey was participating in the overthrow of the Assad regime in nearby Syria. And Trump was trying to be like, yeah, you guys didn't know the secret, but I did, right? And I just got back into to the house. So, but that's what Trump does. He makes up valor, or he steals it from somebody else. So that is just the beauty of DJT. So, what's next? You know, will I had thought that Trump would be screaming from the rooftops and threatening France, the judge in the case, saying, if you don't remove the restriction regarding the ankle monitor on Marine Le Pen, then I'll be angry and I'm going to sanction you and your entire family for generations to come. Because again, that's what he does. He does that to the judges at the ICC. He has previously attacked other sitting judges in countries not the US, because he has the power to inflict financial damage. And he uses that indiscriminately and unwisely. But that again, that's Donald Trump. That's how he rolls. So, yeah. So we will learn. Will there be ultimately for the party? Is it better the younger face? Because if Marine Le Pen says, okay, ankle bracelet is off, and I'll be the candidate instead of young Mr. Bordella, then everybody knows what Marine Le Pen and her dad are all about. They're about hate and racism. And even if Maureen is a big surprise, a member of the double X chromosome variety, and more attractive than her dad, but people know what she's about. People know that she took money both from Vladimir Putin and she embezzled money from an EU fund, and that's what landed her in hot water in in France. And that's why she's trying to fight her way out from under these charges. So yeah, so the judges held tight and made sure that she was going to pay some cost. And I would imagine that probably the smart money says that you elevate or leave Bardella elevated as the leader of the party, which he is now, and then Le Pen can be the devil on his right shoulder and just whispering evil things about Muslims and other people of more healthy skin tone than myself or Ms. Le Pen. Mr. The other fun watch is that Mr. Bordella has been signaling, at least, if it turns out to be a subterfuge, we'll find out eventually. I always thought that we would there would we would hear a story. Now, Vladimir Putin is a sneaky bastard. We know that he's a spy master. That he would try to sidle up to Bardella and try to influence him a little bit. So if Le Pen took a step back, Bardella ended up being the leader in France for a period of time. Then then Putin could exert influence as he wishes to do, now more than ever with Orban gone. And Mr. Bardella is making all the right noises. He's making public statements. When the AfD got out of line and started spouting crazy Nazi shit a couple years ago about some particular candidates, or one of Maximilian Max, we'll call him, your friend. He was saying that not all Nazis are criminals, and that's true. But if you start being a Nazi apologist, then you just start ending up. You sound like JD Vance, and that's not a good aspiration for any human being. So, but we'll see. I imagine that Putin is putting the full court press to try to get closer to Bardella and rally, um, National Rally Party. But will he be successful? Is the young man, does he have principles that say Russia bad for France, bad for democracy? We hope. Or is it just a game? Because it's indisputable that Putin financed Le Pen's father, RIP or not, financed Le Pen, and he's ready to put more money on the side of Rally. I mean, obviously, a win for the right wing is a win for Putin in any case, but he would like a compliant, responsive right wing candidate more than just some other guy in a funny red hat. So, yeah. So as the rain picks up a little bit, I will wish you all a good day, and you can celebrate or not Marine Le Pen. You can say "Vive la France." You can say when she was at least in some part, she was relieved of her legal burden in exchange for the extended house arrest. So is she free as a bird? And I was like, oh, can I do that? It's France. My French is only 25 years behind me. So you say, libre comme un oiseau. But they really say free like air more commonly in France, I think. But we'll leave that. And I don't know how to say buzzard in France. I think it's something like boom, but I'm not sure. Like free like a buzzard, that would probably be better for Marine Le Pen. But in any case, that's me trying to entertain myself. You don't need to be a part of that. I'll wish you a beautiful day. I'm going to lean in here and try to do this without getting any rain on the camera, and bear with me. Thank you, and we will be with you tomorrow. Restack and subscribe and all of the fun stuff. Thank you.